Welcome back to Golf Extra. Commentary from current players is exceedingly important when considering the future of the LIV-PGA merger. After all, these players are the ones who will have to play in the actual events. However, it's also important to consider the opinions of legendary players from the game's past. And boy, do they have opinions. From Jack Nicklaus to Greg Norman, opinions fall across the spectrum. But a new British legend just made his thoughts known, and it's raised eyebrows across the golf world. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Now, let's get right into golf legend Tony Jacklin's recent comments about LIV Golf. Tony Jacklin is one of the most legendary British golfers of all time. He is known both for his individual performance in major championships, as well as his leadership as the captain of the European Ryder Cup team from 1983 to 1989. Probably Jacklin's most memorable victory came at the 1969 Open Championship held at the Royal LIV-PGA St Anne's Golf Club in England, where Jacklin brought the claret jug back to English soil for the first time since 1951 in a dramatic and challenging final round. Speaking about that round in a recent interview, Jacklin said, "The British Open was the one that I wanted the most. Having achieved that, and to be able to achieve the US Open, it was like I owned the world. There was no substitute for that feeling. Putting your head on the pillow on those given evenings and knowing that you beat everybody who turned up, it's an immeasurable memory." While Jacklin's playing days might now be in the rearview mirror, he is still a legend of the game, and as such, he's been asked about the most discussed topic of the last couple years, LIV Golf and its feud with the PGA. In a New York Times interview in January 2023, Jacklin responded to a question about what he thought about the composition of LIV Golf, to which he responded, "I think everyone has got to do what they think is right for them. It's not my job to tell somebody how much is enough. About the only thing I would ever look back on and have if I'd had all the money in the world is a private plane to take me where I wanted to go." He was also asked if he would have listened to an offer from LIV if they had existed during his prime, to which Jacklin gave a somewhat surprising answer. "I would have probably listened, but I had everything I wanted in 1971. I was happily married, I had started a family, I had a Rolls Royce, I had nice houses. I never made money the main criteria. I just wanted to be the best player in the world. I was smart enough to know that money would follow if I achieved that." While Jacklin seemed pretty non-committal about LIV Golf in this January interview, he changed his tune considerably by the time of a wide-ranging interview with Sky Sports in July 2023. He started off the interview with a scathing critique of LIV players and their future, saying, "You learn very quickly that as you get older, that you become irrelevant. I am irrelevant. I've got my memories and respect from most people, but you are just a memory. That's what they'll become. After their LIV contract is over, they'll become a spare part." Keeping in mind Jacklin's sterling reputation as a captain of the European Ryder Cup team, guiding them to 2 wins and 4 more draws, it's no surprise that Jacklin also had plenty of comments about the LIV players and their potential role in the upcoming Ryder Cup to be held in 2024. Jacklin said, in part, "The Ryder Cup legacy right now, as it sits, is done. We're not going to have a Ryder Cup, and we're not going to have a President's Cup as we've come to know them. It's a mess. If players are getting banned and all of a sudden you've got 10 guys you can't pick, maybe more, who are you going to end up with? It's not the best of America against the best of Europe. Just becomes any exhibition." He's right. The Ryder Cup is supposed to be the best of both Europe and the US, so the LIV aspect really throws a wrench into picking the best teams. To this effect, Jacklin said, "Everybody's sort of thinking that the Ryder Cup brand is bigger than anything and that it's the crown jewel of our game. But how can it be that when you don't have their best representation? They, Ryder Cup Europe, are soldiering on as if all is going to be fine and John Wayne is going to ride in with the cavalry at the end and save everything. Right now, from where I'm sitting, I don't see that." Jacklin continued, "You can't replicate these Ryder Cup experiences, and to say you can replicate that by putting 4 guys together for a week is a bit crazy. I'm not buying into that. I'm sad that the Ryder Cup will not be the same again unless some last-minute negotiations change things, and I can't see that happening. It will be a tournament, but it won't be what it has become." On the subject of LIV Golf and its format, Jacklin commented, "LIV Golf, is an exhibition series. It's not proper golf. In golf tournaments, we have cuts. That separates golf from other sports. If you play badly, you leave town early and get weekends off. Historically, that's what it's about, and people like to see that kind of competition." In that vein, his opinion seems similar to that of Tiger Woods, who has long contended that LIV isn't real golf. Jacklin added, If Greg Norman's idea was to screw things up for the PGA Tour, then he's done it pretty good. The PGA Tour has said that if it's a money contest, they can't compete, and they can't just dig another hole and $1 billion pop up. It's a complicated mess, but ultimately, they need to get around the table as quickly as possible and sort this job out. I'm not sure if everything can be amicable anymore. That's my biggest problem. There's huge concern everywhere, and anybody that loves golf should be concerned. I don't think anybody at this point in time knows what the outcome is. Finally, Jacklin added some final thoughts in an interview with Boyle Sports, where he doubled down on his previous disdain for LIV by saying that the players who defected to LIV signed for obscene amounts to secure their future, and it's not that complicated. No, they shouldn't be in the Ryder Cup. They've signed up for something else, and some newcomers will take their place. Finally, Jacklin alleged that LIV had a huge negative impact on golf in general, pulling no punches, while he said that LIV has messed golf up and it's sad to see the impact it's had, and it's not over yet. We still don't know what the future holds for the game of golf. It's been very disruptive time, and there's a lot of friction and friendships which have been shaken. Jacklin wasn't the only one shaken by the premise of LIV's model of golf being the rule of law in golf going forward. In fact, the discomfort around the PGA's deal with LIV rose as high as the U.S. Senate, where top PGA brass were forced to defend the reasoning behind their decision to merge. Jimmy Dunn, a key figure in the deal and PGA Tour Board member, said in the Senate hearing, "My fear is if we don't get to an agreement, they are already putting billions of dollars into golf. They have a management team that wants to destroy the tour. And even though you could say they only take 5 or 6 players a year, they have an unlimited horizon and an unlimited amount of money. It isn't like the product is better, it's just that there's a lot more money that will make people move. I'm concerned if we do nothing, they will end up owning golf. They can do it. It isn't that big. It's only a couple of 100 players. I'm deeply concerned." Another PGA Tour Board member, Ron Price, added regarding the potential for a drawn-out battle with LIV had they declined to merge by saying, "Had we gone down that path, we would still be fighting the very expensive and disruptive litigation. LIV would have continued to recruit our players and put our tour in jeopardy. They could have become the leader in professional golf and operated it for the benefit of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We definitely haven't seen the last of legends commenting on the LIV-PGA merger, but Jacklin's comments surely have made a big impact on the current discourse surrounding the future of golf. Comment with your thoughts and make sure to subscribe for more content like this. We'll catch you in the next one.